Welcome to Nerd Out. It's time for our first group break of the day. It is a little bit of Final Fantasy, Magic the Gathering, collector booster box, random color break. So let's see who is in this break. KCS has 4 spots. Joshua M has 2 spots. Juan A has 1 spot, and Zach O has 1 spot. So let's do some randoming.
Before we random, I want to make sure everybody understands how the serialized chocobos work. They're always green. They are like the neon red. The card is green, so the chocobos are always in the green pile. Just so everybody knows where those land before we possibly pull one. Is the gold one
Right.
even like trying to figure out which? Yeah, no, like they're.
Like it's a green card.
It's always
just
a green mana symbol, so it's going in the green bin.
But I can see where people get confused because like the chocobo itself is a color. We'll be like, oh, it's a red chocobo. But you're like, oh, cool, I got red. Like, no, technically, like it's green.
Yeah, I was double checking to make sure that it wasn't a different chocobo in each of the colors. Because like
that would have been cool. Like if they did that, all right, then.
Yeah. But it's the same chocobo, which is a little weird. It's not like they were hurting for chocobos that they could have done this with.
And 6.
I guess they like using the one art.
All right. Black will go to Zach. Blue will go to Joshua M. Colorless and green will go to KCS. Land/token will go to Juan A. Multicolor will go to Joshua M. Red and white will both go to KCS. Out of time, yeah, it's the same. It would be like instead of like say red, it's fire. You know, like kind of like that same idea. So let's get into this break. I like what they chose for the cover art. I forget her name though.
Yeah,
so
I know enough about Final Fantasy to pronounce it correctly, which is a very low bar because those are just regular English words.
I know they got a little bit from every single Final Fantasy. Like the main series, the main line.
They did. I feel like somebody said like Final Fantasy Tactics or something was like like there's so many different Final Fantasy games.
That's what I'm saying. Like the main line, because like you got Tactics, which is like its own little bubble, and then you got like there's even some Chocobo games that are off on their own little.
Final Fantasy Tactics is apparently getting like a remaster.
Yeah, I saw
it's
that.
either out or like on its way to out. Like,
which would be really cool because that was a fun game. It's Terra. Okay. So I'm like, because she kind of looks like she's from, what the heck's her name? I forget the name of that one too, but she's got the green hair and similar outfit in Fire Emblem. The one dragon, when she's in like human form.
She looks like that. The Terra packs are not very terrible.
Yeah.
Struggling there.
Little bird token. Oh, I forgot to look to see if these were Japanese packs or not. They probably are. Yep, there's this forest. All right, we got a summon.
The summons are mechanically very interesting. So I was told that in Final Fantasy that like, they show up, they do something big and splashy, and then they go away pretty fast.
Yeah.
Which is why most of the summons can only attack once. This one can attack at least twice.
Mm-hmm.
Red usually has a way to give haste, but also the summons are why they changed the comp rules on how Saga's not having their abilities works anymore.
Okay, so they had to change a core rule.
Yeah. Because otherwise these sagas become just absolutely brutal against a Tashana's Tidebinder because it comes in, counters the ability, and then the saga dies. Like it would just be so
Capital
brutal.
City.
This meld of Fang is
Yeah.
crazy. Melds with vanilla too. Because like we got the text box, which has just infinite text in it.
Right.
The other one has
Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, Haste.
Yeah, but the other half of it is the one that does all the interesting rules text to get to that side.
Mm-hmm.
So if we get vanilla, we can sort of read both halves of this card.
Cool.
Out, but
Cloud of Darkness. I believe he's from 13, but I could be wrong.
It'll say it at the bottom.
Oh yeah. No, I'm 14. That's cool. Final Fantasy 6. Arguable. There's a lot of people that'll argue which one is better, 6 or 7. But a lot of people didn't play 6 in the US because here it was 3. 6. Imperial Capital. Combat Tutorial from 10.
So an important other thing about this, so Fang on the
Yep.
front half, only a black mana symbol. However, on the back half, you see it is a black-green card. So that's
Yeah.
going in the multicolor bin, just to make sure everybody knows where this Fang lands, because it's already a multicolor card. It is a multicolor card on the back half.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna clarify that after stream because sometimes they go by what's on the front.
Yeah. So the card is like that physical card is a black-green card. Like you couldn't put it in a mono black commander deck.
Okay.
Just making sure that we let people know as fast as possible on some of these things. Ooh,
Summon.
Elder.
Brynhilder. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the art's great.
Name and Blood, a Pact in Flame. Okay, Clan of Darkness. It's from 4.
It's a reprint of the Throne of Eldraine card, Sir Conrad.
Yeah,
but,
Sir Conrad the
great,
Grim.
Great card. Like, and then also just like these. I think it's the Through the Ages. Is what that mini set's called. But yeah, like that's just awesome stuff.
All right. Well, if you wanted to leave that one separate, just because if we pull the other card.
Oh yeah, good call. I was just getting all excited about sorting. I was like,
Oh.
I'm gonna sort these into the appropriate piles.
Oh, okay. Well, would you mind sleeving the
Yeah.
rares and? And top load at your discretion, as well as the mythics. So this one would on the front it's blue and black.
Yeah.
Then on the back, so here it's black and blue. All right, yeah.
Is that Emmett Silk?
Yes,
I'm not sure
Emmett
if I'm
Silk.
pronouncing that right.
I believe Emmett Silk. Unsundered from
You know
14.
What's really funny is if we ask chat to help us with the pronunciation, it's just going to be the same letters in the same order again, and we still won't know.
Eye of Nidhogg. Legendary enchantment. Aura. I like that the little chocobo is a symbol there.
That's the
Yeah.
commander side, right?
I think so, yeah.
FIC.
Then the Mogul Merchant. The Moogle. Yeah, they're Moogles. Although his name I cannot pronounce. It's Stilzikin? Yeah, that's probably right. Stilzikin? Stilzikin?
I'm assuming it steals. Maybe it doesn't. Chat, if you know, let us know if this is a little thieving Moogle. And that's where he gets all of his
You might.
merchandise from.
Industrial Regent. All right, these were the ones that were always confusing to me. Because you got, it's a land, but then you got the little box here in the bottom.
Yeah, so this is the first time they've done it this way, but they have normally all the adventures have been the other side is a creature, but you can cast the instant side and then play it as a land.
So you cast it
after the instant has resolved.
So you cast it, it resolves, and then it goes
So
to...
it goes into exile, and you can play it
as a land.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
play it from exile because you cast it as an adventure. If it just
Okay.
goes to exile for some other reason, like
It doesn't then.
like
Okay.
somebody just exiles the top card of your library and it's that, you can't play it because you didn't adventure it out. But
Okay.
when it adventures out on the instant side, you can then play it.
All right. That's
you
pretty
still
cool.
have to obey the timing restrictions on playing a land and enters tapped, but like, just it's good.
Yeah.
Like, you get to make that wizard that pings everybody all the time,
Right.
and then you still have a tap land. Like,
Let's see. How do you order these? You can either, as Freakout has listed there, you can just buy them on the website on that link. Like, because we have group breaks up available if you want to get into one of the group breaks, or if you want to get like a box itself, we have them on the. We should still have them available on the website if you wanted a box just to get completely for yourself. But we also have 2 group breaks left to buy into. One at 3:30, which has 2 spots remaining, and where's the other one? One at 4 that has 8 spots remaining. So if you're looking to get into one of these group breaks, that would be, those are the 2 that are available. Oh, A Realm Reborn. That was a great way, because, yeah, that was a great way to, the MMO, they like realized like that we kind of messed up and this isn't that fun to play and what, but a lot of people still played it and they're like, all right, we're going to redo it. And it became the Realm Reborn because like a bunch of stuff was going wrong in the game, and like you'd see like there'd be like ominous music, meteors are starting to come, destroy things, and then you go through, you play like there's basically the end game, and then you get a video of, spoiler alert for the old reset, the world gets destroyed, but you get teleported by a mage to like another world, which is basically the Realm Reborn. So like Bahamut breaks out of the moon, destroys the planet. Like everyone tries to like put him back in and try and reseal him, and it doesn't work. And he just destroys everything, and you can't log back in. And that was the end of the game. And then when the new servers were up, everyone could log in and basically like start over with all the new stuff.
that's actually really interesting.
So it was like a real cool way. They're like, yeah, we messed up, and they rebooted it. They did it in an amazing way. It was really, really cool. And it's got a great, like, custom soundtrack for it, made by the guy who does most of the music for almost all the Final Fantasies. Great way to do it. Like, if you're gonna do it, that was a really fun way to do it. Sorry, a little side rant there on like the Final Fantasy lore. Another summon here, Cerberus. And this is done like a
So
like a saga.
Yeah, exactly like a saga. It just happens to also be a creature that can attack. So it comes in. I'm just using that to point.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah, when it comes in, you surveil 1, pretty moot. The next turn after your draw step, when you next cast, you go up to chapter 2, and when you next cast an instant or sorcery, you copy it. So there's some value there. It can then attack that turn, but then on the 3rd turn, when after you draw, it goes up to 3. You get that trigger, so you copy the next thing you cast twice. But this is now a saga with 3 lore counters on it and only 3 chapters, so it dies. So it can't attack a second time, barring you giving it haste or somehow getting the counters back off of it.
Oh, okay. A little forest. Oh, that's fun. Wait,
Oh, that's vanilla.
yeah, it's vanilla. This is the other half
Oh,
of
and
it.
that's not foil. Is this that foil?
That one
no.
is not, but this one is foiled. So, 1 second. So yeah, this is the other half of this card.
Yeah. So what happens is you need to play both of these cards, and then this goes at the beginning of your first main phase. If you own and control both, so you can't like steal one from your opponent, you can pay 5 mana, and then you exile both of them and return them to the battlefield as one big thing. Which that looks pretty cool. Looks a lot like a moth.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's supposed to. And then like, destroy target permanent and return target non-legendary permanent from your graveyard to your hand is like pretty good.
It's pretty good, and it's
Both of the front halves are legendary, so you can't get back half of it when it dies, just so you know. And then what's the other thing? Oh yeah, if something like bounces it, both halves go to your hand, just so you know. Or if something exiles it, both
Right.
halves exile.
And since it's all legendary, like you couldn't set it up where you get 2 of these suckers out.
Yeah.
Because then they would just they would
Or
cancel.
also, if somebody like plays, Duplicant or something like that
Yeah.
to exile it, it does exile both cards, and then Duplicant's going to see both cards when it looks to figure out how much it's doing.
Okay.
Did you see the mouse and the keyboard real quick?
Sure.
I just gotta put the clip in the drive.
So that's really cool. Yeah, I wanted that to be like left aside just in case we got the other half, but this half is foil.
Yeah. When you came in asking to see the mouse, I thought you meant Mickey Mouse. And then it was,
Oh, it's from 13,
Princess
that's why.
Leia, not Mickey Mouse.
No,
What are you talking about? that Mickey Mouse. reference
Reno
the
and
other week.
Rude from Final Fantasy VII. They were an iconic duo. They were fun. They were fun enemies.
I love them. I love Reno and Rude. They're so good.
I had 1 year for cosplay. We did the whole. We did the Turks.
That's incredible. That's
My friend
amazing.
Chris, he made he went as Reno.
That's
And
that's
he
amazing.
dyed the hair, had the wig,
That's
amazing. Had the baton. Like we were the whole group.
That's amazing.
I forget which
love
one. I was
that.
the one with the long hair. This is what.
That's amazing. I
Better
love
shape,
that.
but I still had long hair. It was like we just went as the whole group.
Does Rude have good manners or bad manners?
He's all right.
I mean,
He's kind of.
as the novice when it comes to Final Fantasy.
He's
I was
more-
like,
he's more silent.
He could have earned the name Rude, and it's a nickname, or it could have just been like some really mean parents, like.
He's actually kind of more polite than his partner here, Reno, with the red hair. Yeah, he's kind of more the jerk and the loudmouth. The other one's kind of more. This is what we're doing.
It's like when people call me Curly.
Kinda. No. Let's return. It's fun. Random encounter. Yes, you're gonna get lots of those in those games. How's it going, Jester? Over on the YouTube side. Zach. Got Zach Fair. Enters with a 1/1 counter on it. Undercity Dire Rat. Cloudbound Moogle. Red Mage's Rapier. That's got to be, yep, Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about if you're ever
Oh my god, we got it.
oh,
the jumbo caricature.
The Jumbo Cat. Yep.
That card's gonna be unbelievable.
It's going to be ridiculous.
It's stupid, but it's gonna be great.
Yep.
So it doesn't have trample on zone, so you need to do something to be able
To
to
give it trample, just
murder.
give it trample, then just.
Thud also works, fling also works. Though the greatest nombo you could possibly do though is Soul's Majesty, Soul's Might. It's a green sorcery from Alara, which says draw cards equal to the power of the greatest creature you control.
Oh my God.
Just draw 10,000 cards and die.
Like, can you play that on some I'm trying to figure out a way to like make your opponent draw 10,000 cards. Like, there's got to be a way.
I'm trying to think. I mean, you have to. It gets really. No, because they would still be copy. Oh yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah. That's a really nice lightning bolt. It's
Oh,
another
like,
one
this is
of
a
the-
really nice lightning bolt.
Yeah, it's another one of the Through the Ages. I think is what that's called. Is Final Fantasy skins on old cards.
That's cool.
Well, not necessarily old cards,
But
but
yeah.
just cards that already exist. Because like Sir Conrad's only like 4 years old or whatever.
Right.
Lightning Bolt's all the way back from '93. But yeah, there's good. I think we're getting one of those a pack, and
I'd really like the art.
yeah, no, they all look great. Like
The Temporal Threats. Ultimersa. Enters, tap all creatures your opponents control. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. All right, yeah, that's fun. Wrecking Ball Arm.
It's pretty good just on its own.
Barrett.
Comes in, taps everything. All your dorks get through. Like, and then each one of your dorks draws you a card when you get through. Like,
It's a classic line from the character. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna bust it up. I'm gonna bust it up. Bust him up. Oh my god, I can't speak today. But yeah, Barrett. Everyone I know that has played this game has renamed Barrett Mr. T from Final Fantasy VII, and when it was everything was like boxy polygons
yeah.
in PlayStation 1 era, and just the way he talked and the way he was, everyone's like, yeah, this is Mr. T. It's totally the inspiration for this character, so that's what everyone did.
Reminds me of what was it from Metal Gear? Like
Oops,
there's
sorry.
like a character named like Ayahuascan
Mhm.
Liskin, who has like an eye patch and looks exactly like Kurt Russell, and like there was a lawsuit for like a hot minute where
Yeah.
somebody was like,
This is
well,
totally Kurt
This
Russell."
is clearly Kurt Russell as Snake Plissken, but
Secret
I
rendezvous.
forget who it is. The guy who made Escape from New York and Escape from L.A.
Oh yeah, I forget.
We'll say John Carpenter and let chat correct me. Like contacted Sony and was like, "Hey, drop this lawsuit." I talked to this Hideo Kojima guy, and he's really nice. I just let him have it. Like, it's
Just
like,
let him do
"Oh,
it.
All right, like,
Dark Knight's Greatsword, the Warrior Sword from Final Fantasy One.
commune with beavers.
Guy speaks beaver. That's literally the flavor text. Yeah, they're cute.
Rabid
Final
Beaver,
Fantasy Two. Yep.
Rabid Beaver having a great day, but not in this.
So this is the
chat right now.
this card will let you communicate with Rabid Beaver, through chat and Discord. I don't know. Man, I want to go back and play some of the old Final Fantasy.
Blitzball.
Blitzball from Final
So-
Fantasy X. Go! Look,
People are saying this is going to like replace Commander Sphere because it's the same mana, it's taps for one of any color. So Commander Sphere can just draw you a card, but Blitzball, if you dealt combat damage to an opponent with a legendary, you draw 2 cards. And I was like,
yeah.
I don't know if that's that much better than drawing.
But it
like,
could
like
be.
for like 1 extra card, like.
Well, in Commander, they're gonna have a legendary.
Yeah, but I mean, it feels like a little win more. Like if you're already connecting with legendary, like unless you're playing like a bunch of cheap legendary creatures, like having situational draw 2, I feel like is not much better than just anytime draw 1.
Eagles Valor from 6, Final Fantasy 6. For each creature you control, create a 1/2 white Moogle creature token with lifelink. Then creatures you control gain indestructible till end of turn. All right, it's a little expensive at 5, but
Yeah.
it's still definitely
they don't
useful.
Have haste. Presumably, what you will be doing this for is like you've got a bunch of creatures, they got a bunch of creatures. They like you can swing out, hope your dorks survive. Then when they try to get you on the crackback, you Moogle's Valor to suddenly make a bunch of 1/2 life links that can chump block, gain you some life, and they're
Yeah.
indestructible. So like,
It definitely has its use. The Imperial City of
Arcades,
Arcades.
Archads.
Archads. From Final Fantasy 12, Defender. Yeah, it's just
Yeah, just Wall of Omens. But
Yeah.
like a 2-mana 0/4
a
draw a
Tifa,
card is
martial
like
artist.
super good. Tifa, I understand, just punches people really hard.
She does,
I
and
don't-
like her special move stacks in the game. Like usually you get a new like limit break or like a new final big like finishing move kind of thing.
Yeah.
But hers will like stack on top of each other, so she does like just like this giant beat down by the end of the game. And it's like a roulette wheel of this, of that, or whatever, and it just lets you just chain a whole bunch of stuff together, which is really cool. What's that? Hexed. Non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. As long as you cast 2 or more non-creature spells this turn, she has double strike. That's pretty good.
And also with prowess, that means she's at least a 4/4 at that point as well. So
Right.
like
Mysterious
it's a little
Assassin.
build around, but it does a lot. Like I really wish this card was red blue instead of white
Aerith,
blue.
lifelink. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on her. When she dies, puts X 1/1 counters on each legendary creature you control, where X is the number of 1/1 counters on her. So that's pretty good for 3 mana.
Yeah, this shadow actually
Yes, best.
has some chance of seeing like some play in the domain decks because if you like connect and manage to, you get to then fling a Scion of Draco at him for 12 extra, like probably wins on the spot, like, or you sacrifice a Leyline Binding to 6 them. Like there's a lot of really high mana cost things that end up in play, where like Shadow can really drain your opponent for a lot, and also you draw 2 cards.
Nope. The Earth Crystal, Final Fantasy 3.
Yeah, the crystals are
Green
pretty nice.
spells, cast costs 1 less to cast. That's pretty good. And if one or more 1/1/1 counters would be put on a creature you control, twice that many 1/1 counters are put on that creature set. Okay, that could
Yeah.
that can run away.
That also applies to its last line of text about distribute 2 1/1 counters, because like you do pick 2, but then they double, so you're assigning out 4 for that 6 mana, which is like not great value, but it's certainly like, I mean, the card's playable without that 6 mana effect on the back end. Like just the 2 mana the 2 mana medallions already see like a ton of play. And this is, you know, a 4 mana medallion with like some relevant text attached to it.
Garland Knight. Oh, that's pretty cool. Chaos the Endless. So it goes from, for 2 mana, you get a 3/2 out. Whenever you cast non-creature spell, Surveil 1.
Now for 7 mana, you take it from your graveyard to play, which is pretty good. Like, in that it's just extra thing. You're like, if you have one and you mill, like if you have that one in play and you mill another, because it's coming out back face up, you can have the front face and the back face out at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Because they have different names.
And then when this dies, it just goes to the bottom of your library.
Yeah.
So. Nice little Barrett there. Balam T. Rexor.
Yeah.
Whenever this creature enters, you gain 3 life. It's a trample for 6/6, and it costs 6 mana.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like...
Vincent, Limit Break. Yeah, the Limit Break was like the special moves.
It's just so funny to me because like this Balam T-Rexazor is just strictly better than Colossal Dreadmaw, which was a 6 mana 6/6 trample dinosaur, and this just also gains 3 life or can force cycle. Like it's like, oh, this is like much better.
Yeah, I agree. Jester on YouTube that Tifa is the best girl. A lot of people like that'll be a lot of internet arguments between Tifa and Aerith for Final Fantasy VII, which is the better one.
One of the Final Fantasy things I know is that Sephiroth
Don't eat 'em.
needs an entire bottle of shampoo whenever he washes his hair.
Yep.
And especially formulated
Dark
so
Knight?
that a different scent every day.
Mm.
Cecil Dark Knight, Surge Foil.
Redeemed Paladin.
So like the
Cecil.
like the front face is a 2/3 death touch for 1. Whenever it deals damage, you lose that much life, which sounds bad, but if you've lost enough life, you transform it, and then you have a 4/4 with lifelink, and whenever it attacks, all your creatures gain indestructible. Nature's Clam. Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
And
It's
I love that pixel art.
the pixel art from Final Fantasy VI. I'm like, I know where this is in the game. That's pretty fun. Xenos Gavalos.
Wow, I just love this art so much. This is so great in person. Like, for those of you that have like only seen, presumably none of you have these cards in hand yet, but like this in person, gorgeous. It's just so satisfying to look at. Like you might worry about like, well, it's so pixelated. So like, it looks great.
Yeah,
I don't know how or why.
It just
looks great.
does.
Whatever they did, they solved it. Like, because I also thought like this is gonna look great. This is so pixelated. It does. It does.
Olov Al Mihigo from 14. The Wandering Minstrel. Land you control, enter untapped. That could be pretty good. Magic is, I would say, easy to learn, difficult to master. Like, the basic rules of Magic are pretty simple. The thing is, Magic is the game that breaks its own rules a lot, so that's where it gets complicated. Because there'll be a lot of cards. It'll be like, all right, yeah, the basic rules are do this, this, and this, and then there'll be a card that'll be like, all right, you can avoid this, and then you do this instead.
So, Jester, in terms of expensive, I mean, it's kind of up to you. There's different formats that cost different amounts of money. Like, one of the cheapest for like a single outing is usually limited, where you sit down either with 6 packs, you build a deck out of 6 packs, or 7 other people, and you all draft to put together
Side
your
quest.
cards. Those usually only cost slightly more than just those packs. So you're looking at, you know, something in the range of like $20 to $30 is usually the realm of what these cost.
Yeah.
And then, but you know, constructed formats, you need like 60 cards to 100 cards for an EDH deck. But there's some cheap formats like Pauper and stuff like that, where it's all commons, and so it's not horrifically expensive to get into.
Yeah, Magic can be like super cheap, or it can be super expensive. Like it's kind of it's. I know that doesn't really help. We're like, oh, it costs $40 to get it. Like, I think with this set they did create starter decks as well again, which is nice because they've not done that for a bit. Because they used to be like every set comes out with like some pre-constructed decks, so you can just pick up a deck and start playing. But then with like Commander, they started just doing Commander decks.
That could just
Gee.
is gonna get out of hand pretty quick. So just, you know, at your end step, you make an 0/1 with whenever you cast a non-creature spell, ping each opponent for 1. Like, it's pretty good. Like that, it's like prowess, but you don't have to get through the combat damage. Like, oh man, and then when you transform it,
Yeah, it's really cool.
and you control 4 more, you transform it, and then like they deal double. So like, if you get up to, you know, turn 4, or you know, let's say you get your four wizards out, you flip this, and you cast one thing, and they're gonna take 8. So yeah, you can probably just sort of go off from there real fast. Like,
Right.
I really wish this card was blue-red instead of black-red. Like,
Right, if you want to, like as Sky's doing, like where he's doing to do Jumpstart, you basically just take 2 Jumpstart packs, put them together, and you got yourself a little 40 card deck. And that's like one way to kind of learn. And this is a Final Fantasy 11 card that I was waiting for Sky to acknowledge. And it is Ranger Captain of Essos. Eos.
yeah, it's just a 3-mana 3/3. You get a 1-drop or less from your deck to your hand, and you get to sack it so that your opponents can't cast non-creature spells for 1 turn. You know, it's easy play, but it's not like format defining. It's just a good card.
Right. Nice little equipment here. Punishment.
That looks pretty sick.
Spire's Punishment. It's from Final Fantasy X. Enters or attacks, exile a permanent card from your graveyard at random. Then create a tapped token that's a copy of that card. If the exile card is a land card, repeat this process.
So basically, you keep going until you get like a non-land
Yep.
card as you're picking at random from your permanents, which you're only picking from the permanents, so you don't have to worry about how many instants and sorceries are in your graveyard. That just sort of goes. It's fine.
Oh, we got Sid. Free Filer Pilot. Sid from Final Fantasy VII. He has jump during your turn. Sid has flying. All right. Equipment and vehicle spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. 2 and tap him. Return target equipment or vehicle card from your graveyard to your hand.
Jester, to clarify your question about Pokemon, so Pokemon has a format called Standard, which is, for lack of a better metric, like the last, we'll say, 3 years of Pokemon cards. Magic has a format also called Standard. That's just the last, basically, 2 years of Magic cards. There's also a format called Pioneer, which goes back about a decade. There's a format called Modern, which goes back about 2 decades.
Yeah.
And then a format called Legacy, which goes back the almost 35 years of Magic's history.
So, like, yeah, depending on how you want to play, like, you could be like, all right, we're playing Standards the last couple of years. Modern goes back to 2003. Pioneer, I forget when that one goes back. It's like
Pioneer
20
goes back to Khans of Tarkir when they switched the borders. Is that when they switched it? No, they switched it after Khans.
Yeah, because Modern was when they switched the borders.
Yeah, there was a fan-made format that sort of became Pioneer, but Pioneer went back a little further because they called it Frontier because they just went by like when they changed the borders, because that was also when they switched to Modern. Is they switched to what was called the Modern card frame But then obviously about 10 years ago they changed it up again.
Right. So yeah, like if you're, kitchen table Magic, you could play with whatever you want. You could set your own, like, all right, yeah, we're only using certain sets, or you can use literally anything. Tournament wise and like organized play stuff, like then that's when you get like the formats will matter more then.
Balthor and Fran.
From 12, cool. Human Rabbit has got reach.
If it crews a vehicle, you can pay 3 mana to get an extra combat phase. That's pretty good because a lot of combat phases do.
Got Dark Ritual.
A lot of vehicles do on attack stuff, and then Dark Ritual, just a very staple card in the formats that is legal in.
Vanette, Heart of
Man, this looks so good.
Hydralin.
Oh, that mana is really good, isn't it?
Yeah. When you cast a legendary spell, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Hero Sundering, 7 and tap. Exile target, non-land permanent, transform. Activate only as a sorcery, and then she becomes a god. She becomes a 4/4. She indestructible. Blessing of Light at the beginning of combat on your turn. Put a 1/1 counter on another target creature you control. Until your next turn, it gains indestructible. If that creature is legendary, draw a card. So yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's not as great as I thought it was, but it's still very good. Like,
The Returner's Leader.
I just remembered the art.
Benor.
The art is sick on this, but like,
Darkness Crystal.
yeah.
Black spells cost 1 less to cast.
It exiles creatures.
Exiles
your opponents
creatures,
when they
and you
die.
gain life, which is surprising.
And then you get to get them back at random. Oh no, it's target. Yeah, you get to pick one and put it back for 6 mana.
Yeah.
And then it also has 2 1/1 counters on it.
Ancient Metropolis, Zena Karend from 10. Oh yeah, you can totally get it in standard format. And if you're looking like, what is it? There's a set called Foundations from Magic. Just came out recently, well, relatively recently. And it's going to be standard legal for 5 years. So if you're looking to get into Magic, like that's...
Freak out! I'm checking on the crystals. If I remember correctly, there's only 4 of them.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's see. No,
Yeah.
there's all 5. Yeah, the darkness crystal they spoiled last, but
okay.
they spoiled the wind crystal, the water crystal, the fire crystal, and the earth crystal all at once. The fat chocobo.
It's fat chocobo.
Man, is that about
It's
to
a-
squish that Moogle?
There's like 3 of them trying to pick them up, and boy, they're struggling. The pleasantly plump summon.
Yeah, freak out. The wind crystal is the white one. Obviously, fire, earth, and water all make very much sense to attach to the other ones, and darkness makes sense for dark. But I don't know why they spoiled that one like a week after the other 4. So I was like, oh, I guess they're just stopping at 4.
Midgar, City of Mako from Final Fantasy VII. It's got the Reactor Raid, which is where you start the game. Nice little, yeah.
This guy's a back face.
Yep.
But yeah, yeah. So it just turns into like a Yogg will if you manage to flip it, which is like is probably gonna see play, but like just because I mean Yogg wills always seen play. $14 or more cards in your graveyard. It sounds like a lot, but also when you flip it over, it being a 6/6 vigilance, the fact that you can play the cards from your graveyard, you're real happy that you got 14 or more in there. Like,
Of Oblivion. Oh, that's cool. from 14.
Oh, yeah,
Devin's Veto.
Like that's all. Like
Shadow Brinders.
a decent tick of play at the time because it was
Squall from 8. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains double strike until the end of turn. Whenever Squall deals combat damage to a player, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. And Memories Returning. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, and then choose an opponent. They put one on the bottom of your library, then the rest into your hand. Oh, wow. Then you put one on the bottom. Oh. Okay, so it goes back and forth until what's all, like, what would have been drawn is used up.
yeah. Basically, you get 5 cards. You pick one. Your opponent picks one that goes away. You pick one. Your
Yeah.
opponent picks one that goes away, and then you end up with theoretically like the best, the third best, and the worst cards out of the top 5. But it's also 3 cards for 1 card, so it's pretty good card advantage.
It's with the color breakdown, it's white, blue, black, red, green, colorless, multicolor, then land/token.
All of the serialized chocobos are green cards, even though sometimes they don't look like they're green. Like they look like they're a bunch of different. It's like, oh yeah, the red chocobo is green. Still a green card, even though it's bright
Tifa
red.
Lockhart, awesome. Trample, she's got landfall. When land you control enters, double her power till end of turn. All right, that's pretty fun.
I think that sort of goes with that thing you were saying about like Tifa
Yeah.
just keeps building and
Yeah,
building.
she
and
builds
building,
up.
and it's like, yeah, like the first landfall trigger's not so crazy, but like the 4th one, you're really nuts. By
Yeah.
that. Like, because also you can pump her first. Like, people love, like the plan with her apparently is like you play her turn 2, then turn 3, you cast scale up, turn her into a 6/4, and then you go.
Then drop your land.
Like drop a fetch land, and then she goes 12, 24.
And then,
And,
bam.
and then you've also still got 2 mana up to like protect her.
Right.
You
Sorry.
Koopa.
Hugo Koopa. This is still break 1. We ended up starting late because there was other breaks that were going on in the room.
Yeah, somebody got a Carrie Fisher 101
Yeah.
superfractor, and that caused some commotion.
It caused some delays.
Yeah.
So I apologize about that. We'll be picking up the pace. Small.
Yojimbo.
Vincent Valentine. Gallon Beast. Oh. Yeah, the Chocobo Mog. Yes, these are the collector boxes. Yep. The who has what in break number 1? Zach has black. Blue is
Blue and multicolor are both going to Joshua. Colorless, green, red, and white all going to Casey S. Then Juan A gets the land/token pile.
oh, no problem, freak out. Sorry about that.
Is that foil?
Yep, this is a foil.
Oh, finally, we got the other half of the foil.
would you
Go with
mind?
Fang and Vanilla, yeah.
Dwarven Castle Guard. Wandering Minstrel. You go Kupta. Cloud, ex-soldier. Are you sorting them by color?
Yeah.
Oh. Cloud X Soldier.
Surge Royal the Wandering Minstrel's really
Yeah.
stuff.
He has hastes, enters, attach up to 1 target equipment you control. When he attacks, draw a card for each equipped attacking creature you control. Then if Cloud has power 7 or greater, create 2 treasure tokens. So that's pretty cool.
It does a whole bunch of stuff if he's big enough.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of things that will give you
Raging Yeti,
3 power.
White Mage, Sheenist Arsenal,
What's Job Select do in the Final Fantasy games?
what is what?
So there's a mechanic in here that they call Job Select on a lot of the equipments, where it's when this equipment enters, make a 1/1 colorless hero creature and attach it to it. It's sort of like Living Weapon from New Phyrexia, where you make a 0/0, or like slightly worse than For Mirrodin, where you make a 2/2 and attach it. But like what it's got the keyword or the flavor text of Job Select. It's like, is that a
That
mechanic in
might
one of the
be
games?
one of them. I don't know offhand. Like that could be from one of them. One of the ones I
there's a
haven't
hero you
played.
make.
Squall. All right. We found Adventure.
Squall passes around double strike on creatures attacking alone.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Summon Bahamut. Destroy up to 1.
Oh, I love this card so much.
Yeah, would you mind top loading this one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's usually the like mythics. Usually, but oh my god. It's Miami Dolphin time apparently next door. Wild Rose Warrior.
There's a lot more, what are they called?
Maga Sisters.
A lot more football songs
Yeah.
than I would have thought there were.
Squall Seed Mercenary.
Ooh, the Mega Sisters have haste, so they get to attack twice. Bahamut has 4 chapters, gets to also attack twice. Oh, we got 2 Squall Seed
Oh.
Mercenaries in the same box.
Yep.
The same pack.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Just different arts. Yeah.
Yes. I was like, wait a second. Did I
Terra,
just read this?
Magical Adept. Yeah, she's the box art and pack art. When she enters, mill 5 cards. Yeah, she's pretty good. I like her. She becomes Esper Terra. So then becomes a Saga.
And then the important thing on these ones, where the front face is a creature and the back face is a Saga creature, is they turn back. So with this Terra, you spend 6, tap, exile it, transform it. You make a bunch of enchantment copies, and then on chapter 4, you add 10 mana and then blink and send Terra back to the battlefield. Where if you have haste, you can spend 6 of it to just keep flipping her again. And then you still got 4 mana left to do
Ultima?
other activities with.
Destroy all artifacts and creatures. End the turn.
It doesn't do as much as like it
And
used
Walker?
to now that so back in the day of
Leo Trooper.
Oblivion Ring effects, Ultima would have done a lot more
Ultimate Magic. Meteor.
because you'd have a bunch of creatures tucked under what's its face under like Oblivion rings, and so when you blow up those Oblivion rings, there's a trigger that goes onto the stack, but then you end you end the turn so that they never trigger, and so any that was under an Oblivion ring stays gone. Versus now under like Banishing Light and Leyline Binding, you destroy them, and just in the middle of the spell resolving, those things are gone. So these creatures are now back. You end the turn, and the creatures are there. But also does counter any like when creatures die triggers, because nothing sticks. Those all trigger, but then the turn ends and it doesn't get to do anything.
Memories Return.
That's a really cool looking brainstorm.
Baron Rivalry. The Dark Knights and Redeemed Paladin. Fire Crystal. Creature you control have haste. Red costs 1 less to cast. 6 and tap it. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. All right. Blue Mage Cane.
Fling some quick stuff at
Job
people.
Seek. Yeah, I'm not sure what the Job Seek is. And then we got Ninja Blades. That'll do it for break 1. We don't yet, but who knows in the future if we do any like live videos of like playing and stuff. Just don't mind leaving these lands. Then put it all in that box if you don't mind. Since you're right there. All right. Thank you all so much for buying out this break. We'll get this stuff sorted and out to you soon. We will start the second break momentarily, and then we will get into the third and fourth. So stick around for more Magic and Final Fantasy.